We're going to begin Excel Lab 3 with the practice problem, voltage and torque. We're going to use the data given to you to create a scatter plot and insert a trend line, and then use that model to make some predictions. So first, after we've put our name in cell A1, then we want to label column A as voltage in cell A3. And then column B as torque. And we're going to enter our X values. Underneath our heading for voltage, and our Y values under the column for torque. Now create a scatter plot. So we want to highlight our data and insert a scatter plot. When you're clicked on the graph here, we want some title and axis labels. So we'll label our x-axis voltage and our y-axis torque, and then we will title our chart If you can come up with a more creative title, you can title it whatever you want. So now we want to find the equation of the regression line, so the linear trend line that will fit the data. One way to do this is to right-click on your data points and then click Add Trend Line, and this automatically, this whole thing here will come up. We want to pick linear. We want to display the equation on the chart and display the R² value on the chart, and then click Close. Label column C as predicted torque, so we're going to predict our Y values. And then copy the equation, and you can highlight it, and then copy and paste. You will, however, have to do a little bit of work to it. So we want to delete the Y, and then there should be a space that you'll want to delete. So start with that equals, and then get rid of the X, and we want to type times, and then click on our voltage cell, and press enter. And so there's our predicted torque. Once you've done that once, you can go to the bottom right corner, click and drag all the way down. And now we want to use our model to make predictions. So the first piece of this is predicting an output or a Y value when the input is known. So if I were to give you, I'm going to move this graph down just a little bit, and if I were to give you an input of 7.45 volts, notice that when I press enter, it automatically shows up in this predicted column for me. The torque does. And also 12.76, and it shows up right in that column. If for some reason it didn't show up in that column, all you'd have to do is click and drag, and they'll show up that way. And then predict an input or an X value if I give you the output or the Y value. In this case, we want to use the model to predict the voltage, predict the X value, when the y value is 0.35 newton centimeters, and then again for 12.9 newton centimeters. So the first thing that we need to do here is click this last cell that has my formula in it. I'm going to drag it down 2 places. And then Excel has this function called goal seek. And that's what we're going to use. That will work our equation in reverse. Given a y value, it will find the x value. So we want to go to, up here along the top, data, and then in the what if analysis, choose goal seek, and set cell C11. This is going to always be where your formula is. To value, this is where you're going to type your y value, 0.35. By changing the x value, and click OK, and we get 8.93. And then again, what if analysis, goal seek, set cell C12, that's where my formula is, to 12.9 by changing the x values. So 252.14.